I'm Nina, Bonina Brown, and you are now watching the Nina channel. Hey, what's up world? It's me, Pierre, aka Nina Bonina Brown. If you are new to this page, if this video ends up going viral, welcome to my channel. In case some of you don't know, I am a makeup artist, I am a entertainer, I'm a drag entertainer. I also want to pursue acting. I was on a little show called RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm Nina, Bonina, Banana, Fofana, Osama, Bin Laden Brown, boom, 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 boom. And I'm just saying this in case anybody's new here and wants to understand who I am, and I also consider myself a African-American gay male. And I woke up this morning and it was really something in my spirit that told me to do this video. And I think because recently I've been just coming across recent posts of just bad things, people dying, transgender dying, and I'm that person who likes to read the comments, which I'm sure a lot of people do as well when you go on social media, even though you shouldn't, but you do. And unfortunately, when I read these horrible, horrific comments towards gay people, transgenders, anybody who's different from them, it's really offensive and it really got to me, and I really had to make this video. And if none of this stuff relates to you, if you are not that person who is homophobic, transphobic, just ignorant, then this has nothing to do with you. As people say, a hit dog will holler, so if you're offended, maybe it's because you're one of those kind of people. So I'm gonna be kind of going from this to that, but I wanna get all this out. And I titled this video, you know, Scrapes Against Gays. You know, because that seems to be the battle a lot. People always say, well, you know, things are changing and the world's changing, and I don't really know if the world is changing. I think it's getting worse. I hate to say that, but I think things are getting worse. You would think that maybe once the older generation died out, it would make room for more open-minded individuals, but it seems like a bunch of these kids are still being raised by people who are hateful and teach them hateful things. And sometimes it's not their parents. Sometimes it's their own personal thoughts. So I want to start off by playing some video and breaking it down and reading some of the comments and then just giving a whole point of view. So here we go. Let's start off with the transgender woman. I think her name is Malaysia Booker, who, and I do say woman because that's what she wants to be known as, was beaten like a month ago, got jumped over some kind of car accident that happened in a parking lot in an apartment complex. It seems like it was in the hood somewhere, and anyway, that happened. A bunch of guys jumped her. People were recording, rooting it on, showing their true evil sides that they call us and say that we're evil. You have people crowded around, cheering it on, multiple guys ganging up on this one transgender woman. And a lot of these guys like to call themselves thugs and gangsters and real niggas. But it takes a bunch of y'all to beat up one transgender person. Yeah, that shows a lot of power. But let's just watch the video. So this will be some graphic footage that you're about to see. So if you don't want to watch this, I advise you maybe come back or skip past this.
It was called hate-based, shocking, and brutal. This was the video of a Dallas transgender woman. People recorded her being attacked, beaten by at least one man and more. Others joining in as well. Tonight, the news is worse. Malaysia Booker is dead. Dallas police confirming someone shot and killed her. She became a victim of mob violence and video proof of people urging that violence on.
This time it was me, the next time it could be someone else close to you.
Malaysia Booker received nationwide attention in April after her recorded attack by a group of men. Booker, a transgender woman, faced that attack after a car accident and argument escalated outside the Dallas apartment complex. Tonight, Dallas police say officers responded to this isolated East Dallas street on Saturday morning on reports of gunshots.
These are some of the comments. God for his definitely never a her ass. Yay! She's dead. It's a cross-dressing man. Quit trying to insult people's intelligence by saying he is a woman. None of that has nothing to do with anything. The best news I've heard all day. A great start to ending the transgender insanity. This is just some of the ignorance that fellow humans say to each other. Huh. The love, doesn't it feel real? So what you just witnessed was foolery, unnecessary, stupidity, ignorance. My fellow black people that like to say that, you know, Black Lives Matter and all these things. And especially one of the comments that said, well, that has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter or black people. Take that out on the LGBTQ community. Let them handle that. They don't belong to us. So because somebody's gay or transgender or bisexual, whatever, lesbian, then you don't claim them, even though they are African American. And this is why a lot of people, because I was arguing with somebody on another post about something, and they then said, oh, and this is why black women are dating white guys, because the government is making them do it. And it's like, no, sometimes a lot of black women, go to white men because of the foolery that comes from us sometimes. Now, there's ignorance in every race. Every race has issues, but I can only speak for myself. And sometimes I really am ashamed of being black, because sometimes we don't know how to act. We don't know how to mind our goddamn business. We don't know how to let people be themselves. We say that we want to be looked at as equals to whites or whoever else, but we still look down at each other as if we're better than the other. I want to piggyback on that as far as like minding our goddamn business. Why, and this is just the truth, a lot of reasons why sometimes you hear these stories about transgenders being murdered, which there's no excuse for anything, is because most of the time, sometimes you can put yourself in a situation where you know you're messing with this quote unquote straight guy. And you know, that's a little tricky and a little dangerous in itself, because these people really aren't stable, as they like to call us, that we're not stable. They're not really stable with who they are. And if they feel like you're going to out them, or if you threaten to out them, then they're going to go to the most extreme measure to out you in a violent way. This is why, you know, there's so many gay men that only want to date married guys and only want to date these down low guys. And I'm like, I don't understand why, when you have so many gay, openly men that you can mess with. So it's, a lot of time we mess with fire, but that's still no excuse for some punk individual who's ashamed of who he is to take his anger and hate out on somebody else and kill somebody. And then a lot of guys, they feel embarrassed because they find a transgender woman sexy. So because they feel ashamed by it, they gotta try to man up and call somebody a name, or try to fight somebody so they can try to hide that they're secretly down low. And then you have a lot of females who, for some reason, when they are with their lover or somebody or other females, sometimes they want to be like, y'all know that's a man, right? You know that's a man. And I just question, why do you do that, female? Is it because you're secretly jealous? You're secretly threatened that maybe this transgender woman might catch your man's eye? Are you jealous because her body's shaped better than yours? Her face is prettier? I don't really understand why we have to do that. Just keep it to yourself. I've seen plenty of transgenders, I'm like, oh, that's definitely a man. But I'm not gonna be like, you a man! Like, who does that? Somebody who's a little jealous. Now let's watch this other video. I think they call him Junior. I never heard about this story until like YouTube put it in my recommendations. And it was this, I believe he's Latino Dominican young boy that allegedly was a part of a gang, or people thought they were a part of another gang, and people spread rumors about this boy, which wasn't probably true. And it took about 8 or so guys, and they beat him and they murdered him. And he was 15 years old, and they ended his life. So let's watch that video.
This is a key piece of evidence presented in court today. This cell phone video showing the last moments of Junior Guzman Feliz's life as he was beaten and fatally stabbed was entered into evidence without any of the sound that was recorded at the time. Still, it sparked reactions like this. Women consoling one another after seeing videos shown in court, including this surveillance footage of Junior limping to St. Barnabas Hospital, a block from where he'd been attacked. He collapses outside of the emergency room, and the audience in court was moved to tears.
That was really sad to watch. And I brought that video up because I was going through the comments, and I noticed that nothing was bad. Nothing was like, that's what he gets, what he deserves. But I can guarantee you, if Junior was a gay male, the comments would be so different. Well, another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Oh well, that's how people are. People pick and choose what they want to be compassionate about. And I find that to be very evil, as y'all call us. And by y'all, I don't mean all, but for the ones, y'all know who I'm talking to. I don't think that a heterosexual death is much more important than a gay person or a transgender death. Death is death, especially if it's unnecessary and unwarranted, and somebody just ended somebody's life out of hate, out of anger, out of jealousy, out of rage. So nobody's life is more important than the other. You're not that special. Let's go on to this little fun ballroom voguing video.
Anybody else? Put your hands up. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. I'm in there, boss away. 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 I'm in there, boss away.
Okay. So, fun little video. You think that you're going to go through the comment section and see nothing but maybe gays or heterosexuals who are open-minded and who love everybody and they just enjoy watching these videos. But no, of course, you got the holy people and the straight men who somehow come across these videos and they will say, oh, well, I clicked on it by accident, or it was in my recommendations. But if you were that disgusted by gay people in general, you would just not even click on the video. You wouldn't even take the time to watch the video, let alone leave a comment, because you're too heterosexual and macho to do that. But as we know, and this is the truth, straight people are really intrigued by gays. They really are. They're so intrigued by gays. Look at RuPaul's Drag Race. They are so intrigued by us. And I know it's because we're authentic, we're creative, we're fun. We go to a gay club, you're gonna see that we're gonna have much more of a good time than at a straight club, to be honest. We like to dance, the music makes you dance. It's a whole nother scene. So if you're intrigued, fine, be intrigued, but don't try to be intrigued, but also be a slick hater at the same time to make yourself feel better about yourself. And to make yourself feel like you're God and you're holy. So of course I'm going through the comments. Some of the comments are sick. Some of the comments are, oh God, we're in our last days. And then this other comment was, oh my God, this is wickedness. What the hell? Most High God is going to destroy this wicked place. What the hell? And like vomiting emojis. It's a female. And I don't know if people understand that gays have been around since dinosaurs. transgenders has been a thing since like forever. So if the world was ending, on its way ending, it would have ended a long time ago. Now, I do believe that we probably are in our last days, but it's not because gay men are voguing in thigh-high boots. In fact, I forgot to talk about this other comment that came from the other video with the transgender woman that was killed. Sorry. So I don't see that comment, but I'm gonna read the response to a comment. But this other comment was like Texans taking out the trash. They look at their fellow black people as trash only because they're transgender. Texans taking out the trash. Think about it. Do you want these mentally challenged things living next to you? This is what our fellow humans say to each other that are supposed to be God-abiding people who love God and are trying to preach the word. So there was basically, the person was saying they were getting really deep. It was like, I guess these people are like Muslims and into like, they say things like TMH, the Most High, and the Israelites and all that. And the response back, they were saying how God is going to take away us because we're evil and blah, blah, blah. And this is going to be kind of hard to follow because it's like really like the way it's worded. But the Lord did not do that. You wicked men with wicked mindsets did that point blank. The Lord can restore anyone. You have no clue what the Lord was doing with him. And I'm sure they still meant well, but they said him, even though they should have said her. Or what pace he was doing it at. Yes, you who cast the first stone. And a lot of us are the first to cast a stone that have sins all up in our closets. By your logic, do not get mad at the white man for how he's executing you in the streets day by day. Even you, the ones who obey and follow all his commandments, as you say. Their executing of you has to be the Lord's will as well by your logic. What they're saying there is, for a minute, there was a time where it seemed like all the news you saw was black guys being gunned down by white cops and stuff, and how we all like to band together for that and stop that, And so if you're saying that God is trying to get rid of the wicked person, then I guess he's doing the same to those people. He's getting rid of the wicked by having white men kill young black guys who are maybe allegedly thugs. That was a valid point. Maybe your sins you think have been forgiven by the Most High was not, and he's allowing them to take y'all out by this type of logic as well. Absolutely none of this is absolute truth. That was pure wickedness, and your words are unrighteous. Your judgment of this man is external. I won't respond to your response because I know you will, and your pride will make you respond. No need, soon we will all know the truth in this matter, won't we? And my words won't fall to the ground. Let Yah be true and every man be a liar. So basically what they're saying is, there are so many people on social media, and social media is a place where people can hide and pretend to be holy and pretend to be thugs and pretend to be this and that, but they never want to own up to their own truths, their own sins, and their own failures. But we like to get on here and pretend to be God. Whenever I ask a heterosexual person, why do you think gays are going to hell and why do you hate gay people? They always like, God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. It's common sense. Knowing that most of them ain't been to church since 1872, let alone probably even stepped in a church, let alone picked up a Bible, let alone even read the Bible. People like to go in the Bible that was man-made and pick and choose the things that they want to consider sins, but look past their own sins. So a lot of people think that gay is like the ultimate sin, but it's okay to steal, it's okay to lie, it's okay to commit adultery, it's okay to have sex before marriage. It's okay, which some of the sins say it's a sin to eat shrimp, seafood. It's a sin to wear certain fabrics. A lot of y'all look past those sins because you think, well, I'm not gay, so I'm okay. I can do everything else because I'm not gay, so I'm good. And it's like, no. Oh, and one of the most important things that it says, thou shalt not judge. Love thy neighbor. But somehow we look past that. One of the biggest things, thou shalt not judge. Yet some of y'all open your mouth to judge us every day, as if you personally sat down with God and God told you that you are almighty and that you are a prophet. And this is why a lot of gays and certain, not even gays, but a lot of people are turned off by religion because of people like you. You're supposed to be preaching and speaking love and acceptance. And even if you think gay is being wrong, you have that right. But wouldn't you try to maybe convince somebody to maybe change their path by being loving, by being kind, instead of being hateful? How are you going to say you want to give God's word, but in the same sentence you call somebody a faggot? Or in the same sentence you're saying ill and disgusting and acting as if you're perfect? How is that possible? If anything, that's making somebody turn the other way and look around. A lot of you are fake prophets. A lot of you don't know God. And I'm sorry if this video was long, but I need to get all this out. Let me tell you that I feel like I was always this way. And I know a lot of y'all don't understand that. I have a father who loves me. I have uncles who are men, who are everyday men that respect who I am. Because real heterosexual men, that's about their business and about their wives and everything else, they don't have time for gay foolery and being mad at somebody for being gay, because they know thyself. So I had a father, I have a mother. So none of that was a reason why I'm gay. I wasn't molested, which I know a lot of guys that has happened to, but also a lot of guys use that excuse so people can maybe pity them and be like, oh, okay, that's why you're gay, because you were touched and molested. And people want to be like, gays are just nasty and that's how they become gay. When I can probably guarantee you there's more pedophiles that are probably heterosexual than it is gay. But we look past that. We don't mind grown men sleeping with little girls because at least she's a girl. I was never attracted to females sexually at all. No kind of sexual attraction. Which that's not something that just happened. It's been that way. I think some females are beautiful and I'm like, oh my God, she's gorgeous. But it's not like, I gotta get in those panties. It's more so like, girl, what size them panties are? Can I buy that at Walmart? Like, that's more what it is. And so you can't tell me that that just wasn't always there. And I would ask God, maybe take it away from me. Take it away. Make me a normal person. And that hasn't happened. And a lot of times we pray and we don't see things right away. It doesn't mean that God's not working on us. And that goes for anybody. I know that I believe in God, and I have my times where I feel like I don't. Because when things don't go your way, you're like, God, where are you? Where are you? But I know that there's something higher that's been keeping me here all this time. Throughout all my downs, there's still something there. So whether you believe in God, the universe, Scientology, that none of that matters as long as you're treating people kindly and trying to live the best life that you can live, because none of us are perfect, no matter how we want to pretend to be. And even if I wasn't a gay male, I feel like I would still feel this way and not be cruel to people because they're different. That's not in my blood. Evil are the people that constantly are going to people's pages or in school or anywhere, and you're bullying somebody because they are different than you. You're bullying somebody and you're hurting somebody, you're killing somebody just because they're different. They didn't do nothing to you. They didn't bother your family. They didn't break in your home. They didn't do nothing to you. You're just mad because they're different. That's evil. That's Lucifer. That's not of God. I'm quite sure God is not I'm sure y'all think y'all's taking out God's trash, but I'm sure God is not approving of you shooting and stabbing and beating somebody to death because they're gay or transgender or whatever the case is, black, white, whatever it is. God didn't give you that power. You gave yourself that power. You gave yourself that mindset. So it's going to be interesting to see that if all this is true, because some things in the Bible are happening. Oh, you're right. Some things in the Bible are coming to light. The weather is changing. How it said you won't be able to tell summer from fall, spring from winter, and all that stuff is happening, which some will say is climate change. But all this stuff was written in the Bible. So yeah, We probably are in our last days and we don't know it. And it's going to be interesting to see all these people that think gays are going to hell. But what if it's the ones who are so evil and judgmental are the ones who are going to hell, while the others are rising above? How sad would that be? How horrible would that be to have been spending your whole lives hating somebody and being so judgmental only for yourself to end up in hell? And let's be real, 99% of us will probably go to hell because none of us can live a perfect, sinless life. We were born into this. We can try our best to try to not sin, try not to sin as much, try to live holy, but you're going to mess up. You're going to have flaws. And all you can do is pray and hopefully mean it and hope that God shows some mercy and shows some kindness. That's all you can do. And then these females who for no reason hate on gay men, but half of the time y'all be wanting us to do your makeup, do your hair, do your fashions. Half of the time, a lot of y'all come to us for makeup advice. You go to YouTube videos watching gay men putting on makeup, drag queens putting on makeup, transgenders putting on makeup. But you want to have the same nerve to come against us? Harass us? That's not right. What are you jealous of? We're just a gay man. And then a lot of females say, like that video with the voguing, oh, this is where all the brothers at? No, half of your brothers are in jail or dead. And just because, so let's say if these brothers weren't gay, that doesn't mean that they're gonna want you or wanna date you or be with you. Y'all so worried about brothers. Worry about yourself. Worry about why Tyrone is selling drugs. Why Tyrone left you with 5 kids. Why Tyrone is joining the gangs. Worry about them. Worry about your kids. Worry about your children. Keep them out of the streets, honey. Keep them out of the hood. Keep them out of the gangs. Worry about that. Making them some educated, open-minded, intelligent, strong-minded brothers to live and treat others with kindness. Worry about that. We spend so much time worrying about others, but not worrying about ourselves and our own families and our own skeletons in our own closets. So I ask this straight person, straight people that are there, why do you hate us? Is it something you see in the mirror? Why do you think spilling violence and saying these harsh words is of God? And for my heterosexual people that are loving, are open-minded, are kind, are understandable, praise you. You are God's people. You are God's people, and I commend you for not being so shallow and so ignorant and being kind. And I really mean it from the heart. Thank you for being you. So I know this video was long, but I had to get that out. And I want all of y'all to stay beat, stay beautiful, and stay blessed. And if you are here leaving these horrible comments, you will be blocked. I know you don't care, but neither do I, to be honest. So anyway, take care.